all night. Right, left, right. Never question orders. Who will be the president? Off with their heads. Off with their heads. Off with their heads. Red! I don't want a life ruled by some queen. Look into my eyes, see the fire in me. Burn it down till all the sea now is red, 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 red. Chapter 11. Initiate Plan C, the love spell. What could possibly go wrong? Mal whisked together the ingredients for the love spell in the kitchen of the school. Her 3 friends hung out around her. You want a treat, dude? Carlos said. He pulled a snack out of the fridge and walked it over to the rust-colored pooch, who sat in a bowl on the stovetop. Okay, Mal said to herself as she referenced the spell book. Evie scampered over, carrying a bowl of walnuts. Mal incanted, stirring the contents of the large metal bowl. Crush his heart with an iron glove by making him a slave to love, she said. Then she turned to Evie. All right? It says that we still need 1 tear. Mal pouted and said, I never cry. Let's just chop up some onions, said Carlos, holding up an onion. No, said Mal. It says that we need 1 tear of human sadness. This love potion gets the best reviews, so we have to follow it exactly. A tear's a tear, said Jay. That's not true, Jay, said Evie. They both have antibodies and enzymes, but an emotional tear has more protein-based hormones than a reflex tear. Mal grinned. Listen to you, she said. Evie beamed. Yeah, I knew that, said Jay. Did not, said Carlos, tapping his arm. Yeah, it did, said Jay. The kitchen door opened. Lonnie appeared in bright pink floral pajamas. There you are, Mal, said Lonnie, walking toward her. Mal hid the spell book under a kitchen towel. I was looking for you. You know, all the girls want you to do their hair. She looked from Mal to Evie, to Carlos and Jay. Then she looked at the bowl in front of Mal. Midnight snack, huh? What you guys making? Nothing special, said Mal. Just cookies. Lonnie swiped a taste of dough from the bowl. No, wait! Mal and her friends shouted in unison. Lonnie licked her finger with gusto. Everyone stared at her. Lonnie looked from person to person. What? I'm not going to double dip. Feel anything? Asked Evie. Yeah, like it's missing something, said Mal, studying her. Jay tossed his hair and gave Lonnie his most dashing smile, planting himself in front of her. Hey there. Lonnie gave him a blank stare. Could use some chips, she said, heading over to the refrigerator and opening the door. Jay looked stung. And those are? Asked Mal. Chocolate chips. Just the most important food in group. Lonnie set a bowl of chocolate chips down on the table. She noticed their blank stares and said, Wait, didn't your moms ever make you guys chocolate chip cookies? Like when you're feeling sad and they're fresh from the oven with a big old glass of milk and she makes you laugh and puts everything into perspective and... Her voice trailed off. Mal and her friend stared at Lonnie as if she were speaking another language. Why are you all looking at me like that? Lonnie asked them. It's just different where we're from, said Mal. Yeah, I know, said Lonnie. I thought, even villains love their kids. Mal and her friends did not look at one another. They were all lost in a real glimpse of what they'd been missing. How awful, said Lonnie. Tears welled in her eyes at the thought. She touched Mal's hand in a comforting way. Mal watched as a fat tear rolled down Lonnie's cheek. Mal quickly wiped it away, surreptitiously flicking it into the dough. Yeah, well, big bummer, but we have to get these into the oven. So thank you so much for coming by. Really, really, have a good night, said Mal, guiding Lonnie toward the door. Evie mixed the dough furiously. See you tomorrow, evil dreams, Mal said, waving. Good night, said Lonnie, ducking out of the kitchen. Mal turned toward her friends. Okay, she clapped. Boys, cookie sheets. They loaded the dough onto the sheets and waited until the cookies were done and cooled before transferring them to a baggie and heading to their dorms to sleep. The next morning, Mal and Jay walked through the school and outside by the lockers, following Ben and Audrey at a careful distance. A group of girls with fun, edgy hairdos were hanging out at a picnic table nearby. When they saw Mal, they waved and pointed to their new looks. Mal waved back at them and opened her locker. Jay noticed Mal pulling out her baggie with a special love spell cookie inside. "Are you feeling kind of weird about this?" he asked her. "I mean, it's not so bad here," he laughed. Mal faced him. "Are you insane? Long live evil!" She shook her fist. "You're mean. You're awful." She pointed a finger. "You're bad news. Snap out of it." She snapped twice. Jay said, "Thanks, Mal. I needed that." He laughed and walked toward the picnic table of girls who ran over to him. "Hello," he said to them. "The name's Jay. Y'all going to the tourney game tonight?" The girls giggled flirtatiously. "Do you think they actually paid for those?" Mal heard Audrey ask Ben, pointing to the girls' new hairstyles. Audrey turned petulantly to Ben. "She did it to Jane's hair too, and Fairy Godmother's not happy about it. Isn't that breaking rules? I mean, really, Ben, what did you expect?" "What's the harm?" asked Ben, shrugging. "It's gateway magic," said Audrey. "Sure, it starts with the hair. Next thing you know, it's the lips and the legs and the clothes, and then everybody looks good, and then... Where will I be?" She pointed to herself. "Listen, Audrey," Ben started. She composed herself. "I will see you at the game after my dress fitting for the coronation, okay? Bye, Bitty-Boo." She air-kissed his cheek and flounced off. Mal slammed the door of her locker. "Hey, Bitty-Boo." "Hey," he smiled and walked over to her. "I just made a batch of cookies." Mal held up the baggie to him with an innocent look on her face. "Double chocolate chip. Do you want one?" "I've got a big game. I don't eat before a big game," said Ben. "But thank you so much. So much. Thank you. Next time. He started to walk away. Mal smiled and nodded. Yeah, I completely understand," she said. "Be careful of treats offered by kids of villains. I'm sure every kid in Oridon knows that." "That's not it," said Ben. No, I get it. You're cautious. That's smart." "Oh, well, more for me, I guess," said Mal. She took the cookie from the baggie and acted like she was about to take a bite. Ben grabbed it and scarfed it down. "See that? Totally trust you," he said. "Totally." Mal glanced over her shoulder at her friends, then back at Ben. "How was it?" she asked. "Good. Great. Amazing. I mean, it's chewy." "Is that walnuts?" Mal nodded. "I love walnuts," he said. "I mean, the chocolate." He cleared his throat, and his eyes focused completely on Mal. "The chocolate chips. I'm sorry. They're warm. Soft. They're sweet." He looked deeper into Mal's eyes. "Mal, have you always had those little golden flecks in your eyes?" Jay, Carlos, and Evie crept close to Mal and Ben. Jay clapped his hand on Ben's shoulder. "How you feeling, bro?" he asked. Mal looked at Ben, pleased that the spell seemed to be working. "I feel like singing your name," Ben told her. "Mal!" Mal looked horrified and clamped a hand over his mouth. "Let's get you to the game," said Jay, steering Ben away. Evie and Carlos shot Mal a look. Mal gulped and smiled.